I'm making a video.
Okay.
It's a hiking video.
Okay.
All right, so tell me a story about hiking.
All right. So, my first real Florida hike. We decided to go explore this tiny little trail that was behind a baseball park for kids. And we pulled in and we pulled into a parking space and there were lots of people and I had my doubts. But Bill had scoped this place out and he assured me that it was definitely a great place. So I was in my Keens. These are not hiking shoes. This was before I really had a good clue about being a prepared hiker at all times. Now I know. So anyway, I'm in my Keens. We're walking through like a field of grass that still looks like a park. And then all of a sudden we get to a path in the woods. And then I thought, maybe Bill does know what he's talking about here. And so we started hiking down this path and it took us all the way to the Indian River. Amazing, cool. And I saw my favorite bird, which I currently don't remember the name of. It's bluish, dark, iridescent, craney thing. I love it, but I'll have to look up the name and inform you later. Anyway, so we're trekking through our little trail and see all kinds of fun things. And then we got to the best part. Well, it had been raining. And so there was this, looked like a very shallow puddle. And when I stepped into the shallow puddle, down to my knees, I went. And I had not sunk into a hole in the mud like that since I was a very little child. And surprisingly, I really did enjoy sinking into mud holes when I was a child. And I found it brought me just as much joy as an adult. And again, that was probably the beginning of me really getting super excited about hiking with Bill all over the world, really.
I thought you were going to tell the story about almost getting eaten by an alligator.
Nah, that's a story for another day.
All right. Any final words?
If you don't hike, just put on some shoes and go look up a nice trail close to you and start trying it. I bet you'll love it.
Or go sailing.
Or go sailing, for sure.
All right. Good job. We'll see y'all later. See you on the trail.